Hello, I'm Abby.
I'm Joshua.
I'm sure you know our dad. He's the guy who's probably more nervous than we are about speaking in front of 500 bigwigs.
Dad asked us to introduce his speech for a reason.
You see, kids like us are why you are here today.
We want to live here when we grow up.
We expect Olathe to be as strong as it is today as it is when it's time for us to raise our families.
We love it here.
So, please think about kids like us and the kids we will raise as you listen today.
Like our dad, we could go on and on.
And on and on and on. But Dad made us promise to be brief.
Anything to add?
Don't think so. It's our privilege to introduce our dad and your mayor, Michael Copeland.
Great job. On and on and on, huh? All right. Well, hold on just 1 second, please. Karen, can you come here, please? I need your help. We have a little bit of crisis. Go ahead and enjoy your lunch. We'll get started momentarily. Karen Hooven, if you could please report to the stage right away. I need you. As Karen's coming, I wanted to let you know that Karen had a big birthday yesterday, and she is my executive assistant at City Hall. Karen has been with me for 17 years. Aww. Yeah, fabulous. She is extraordinary. In every way, she's extraordinary. And we'll have a lot more time to talk about her, because as my kids say, I can go on and on and on. In the coming months, she'll be retiring by the end of this year, and I just wanted to, before we end this event, say thank you, Karen. On behalf of all those who have attended, stayed at the city addresses over 17 years, all you have done to make our city a better place. Thank you so much. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, they say you should never let kids or pets upstage you, but in the case of this morning, my kids, I guess it's okay. They are fabulous kids. I'm so glad they're here. Their older sister is at K-State. She would be here today, but she's taking a very important test. So I said, you're excused. But unlike previous State of the City addresses where my kids have been here, along with the superintendent and school board, I've had to awkwardly apologize for the missing school. But today is an in-service day, so there is no school, so they are here legitimately. There are a lot of great things happening in Olathe, and I want to name, first of all, 6 of the top reasons things are happening in Olathe. Jim Randall, John Bacon, Karen Brownlee, Larry Campbell, Wes McCoy, and Marge Vogt, my city council team. Let's give them a big round of applause, please. None better in America. Leading up to this moment, it's been hard to escape the stories shaping today's conversation. They're on our laptops, our phones, tablets. They're in front and center when we turn on our TVs or open a newspaper. It's an almost inescapable narrative of division and angst. But there's a crystal clear reminder of a different reality in Olathe. It happens each time we disconnect. When we walk through our neighborhoods or visit our businesses, pass through our schools, when we enjoy our community concerts, festivals, and events, or gain peace in our places of worship. It's a reality that completely dispels today's national narrative. It is the reality of a thriving, caring, successful, and most of all, united Olathe, our city. We're blessed to be a part of something that flies in the face of the national picture being painted. a community that embraces its core fabric of rich ethnic, social, and economic diversity, a community that cares enough to listen to diverse opinions with respect, with admiration, and trust for and in each other, a community that's growing in size and strength every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, we've become a city consistently recognized as one of the best places in America to live. By almost every measure, Olathe is succeeding and thriving. And most importantly, you tell us through your actions and words that Olathe is the best place to live, to work, and raise a family. You know, it's interesting to watch what's happening next to City Hall. It's the fruits of a partnership between the city and the county, the new Johnson County Courthouse. Crews have been working diligently, excavating a base, drilling supports, and pouring concrete. They are literally laying a foundation that will reshape the skyline and future of our downtown. Likewise, men and women are building foundation for hundreds of new homes and scores of new businesses throughout Olathe as I speak. These foundations form the very base and anchor of a building and a community. This thriving, successful, and united community didn't happen by chance. Our strength is built upon a foundation laid by those before us. It is anchored in the bedrock of our community values, strengthened by over 160 years of historic and rich diversity. Olathe's foundation is supporting our families, businesses, schools, charities, and places of worship. It unites neighbors and neighborhoods. We take care of each other. It's that foundation that makes Olathe strong, and that foundation ensures we remain so. Olathe once again leads Johnson County as the destination of choice for families moving into this area. We have a strong foundation, so strong that it attracts, supports, and enriches new families. As a community, score is kept in a variety of ways. When I first had the honor of standing before you at this event 17 years ago, Olathe had just over 100,000 residents. I'm pleased to report that as of now, in fact this very month, Olathe is now home to over 140,000 people. But just to be clear, a rapidly growing city is not the goal. It is simply an outcome of an unwavering and consistent focus on quality and excellence. Beyond Olathe's dynamic residential growth, we are an economic engine essential to our state's economy. Because of our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and CEO Tim McKee, Olathe has added over 2.2 million square feet of new commercial space since we last met a year ago, and over 1,200 new jobs. My friends, that translates into an investment of over $440 million. Olathe, yes. Olathe is seeing great companies such as Garmin investing and expanding, TVH Parts growing. New companies like ProPack Solutions and High Power Systems are bringing hundreds of jobs and investing millions of dollars in our logistics parks. Highland Software is on its way to Olathe with 150 new jobs. You know, we all know aeronautics and aviation are essential to our state's economy. We often think of Wichita as the hub in Kansas. But let's talk about Olathe. Last year, Horizon Aerostructures began a major investment in a 205,000 square foot facility. They manufacture components for jet engines for Boeing and Honda Jet and the United States Air Force. Over the next 10 years, Horizon will create some 400 great manufacturing jobs. And while we're talking about Horizon, I'd like to recognize their CEO and their president, Charlie and Henry Newell. It's great to have you two here. Please stand up and be recognized. Gentlemen, thank you for your investment in our community. We greatly appreciate it. From the front door of their building, Horizon can see Garmin's world headquarters, where avionics are designed and built for airplanes across the globe. Right in between is global ground support manufacturing airplane tow tractors, catering trucks, and aircraft de-icing equipment used around the world. Further north on K7, Honeywell is manufacturing the famous black boxes found in nearly all commercial aircraft. There are dozens of companies in the industry with thousands of jobs in Olathe. When you think of the avionics and aeronautics cluster, think of Olathe. In just a few short weeks, thousands of soccer players and their families will begin descending on Olathe, actually right across the street. The new Olathe soccer complex is expected to draw, get this, 1.5 million visitors annually. With that comes 2 new hotels and a bunch of new retail. Olathe has also seen new hotels and entertainment options on 119th Street, including a restaurant that just opened Tuesday. You might have heard about Wahlburgers. Glad they're in town. We saw our hometown company, Terracon, construct and move into a brand new $21 million, 65,000 square foot global headquarters. It's right behind me. Take a look as you leave today. Later this year, we will welcome one of the largest privately owned companies in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am proud to announce that Cargill will be moving to Olathe with 300 high-paying jobs. Cargill is filling Terracon's former space in Corporate Ridge. We look forward to their ribbon cutting in a few weeks. Speaking of economic development, the number one question we get in Olathe, as my council knows as we're out among the community, what's being built? Well, we have an innovative answer.
Ever drive around Olathe, see construction, and wonder,
what's being built?
Thanks to an interactive map on the city's website, that answer is a few clicks away. Here's how it works. Go to olatheks.org/what'sbeingbuilt. Locate the area in question and click on the colored dot. Just like that, you can see the project description, the type of building, and the project status. Not sure what the associated colors represent? Click the legend to find that information, or change the search terms in the layer list to reflect specific projects. The best news? The map is mobile friendly, so no matter where you are, you'll always know what's being built in Olathe.
Well, that's cool. You asked for it, and you can always trust us to deliver. Innovations like this are at the very core of our success today and tomorrow. I'm very proud to share these types of economic development announcements, but I'm equally proud of the other investments we're making in our community for our long-term future. We all know the strongest foundations are best laid by enriching our children and creating limitless opportunities for them. Olathe schools, day in and day out, are making that reality. Just scratching the surface, the Olathe School District has 19 students, 19 named National Merit Scholarship finalists. Of course, John Allison, our Superintendent of the Year, a reading program in the top 10% nationally, 2 high schools in the top 15 on the U.S. News and World Report's list of best schools in Kansas. Of course, the Horizon Award-winning Teacher of the Year, 7 students receiving perfect ACT scores. Since we last spoke, the state-of-the-art Olathe West High School opened, and through our partnership with the district, Olathe West's new Public Safety Academy has started training future police officers, firefighters, and paramedics. Olathe Public Schools is creating a strong and lasting foundation in every child who enters its doors. Along with our partners in the Blue Valley, Spring Hill, and DeSoto school districts, they are committed to the excellence we expect. Our schools' drive to build a foundation for our kids is unmatched. An incredible workforce, excellent schools, and a second-to-none Chamber of Commerce can accomplish remarkable things together. It starts with a commitment to collaboration and a shared community vision. It results in the awards and recognitions we receive nearly every day. A city billed as one of America's best places to live, as Kansas' best place to buy a home, as one of America's safest cities. We are the #1 city where millennials are buying homes. We've been called the best. But this year, we get to add one more to the list. The Military Times just announced Olathe as one of this country's very best places for veterans. This is the community we are. When we compare ourselves nationally, there is no question about how well your city is doing. ETC Institute conducts citizen satisfaction surveys in about 900 cities across the country. Of all cities with a population of 100,000 or more, Olathe is performing the best. Olathe is #1 in how our citizens say we provide services, #1 in customer service, and #1 in value residents receive for tax dollars. Think about this. No one, myself included, likes paying taxes. It's compulsory. You must do it. But in Olathe, nearly 8 out of 10 residents are either satisfied or very satisfied with the value they receive from their tax dollars. That is something I am very proud of. Our citizen satisfaction towers above the national and metro averages in nearly every other key category. These include communication, maintenance of streets, buildings and facilities, and parks and recreation program. We are among the region's leaders in the quality of police, fire, and ambulance services. And of course, no one has a higher satisfaction level for trash pickup and recycling. We are successful because we listen to you and are focused on your priorities. We have a culture of using data to ensure we are getting everything we can from the dollars you invest. None of these results, though, would be possible without the men and women dedicated to serving you. Your city employees stretch every penny to serve you more efficiently and effectively. You see, it all boils down to people. The most important investment we can make is human capital, and that investment is clearly paying off. Our employees are anchored by a foundation of excellence, and they set the standard. Clearly, Olathe employees always put you first. I would gladly put our survey numbers and performance up against any organization in the country, public or private. It's because of them that we are America's best. I'm very proud of each of them. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in thanking the City of Olathe outstanding employees. Our citizen satisfaction survey is one of many indicators assuring your city is accountable, accessible, and transparent. It tells us where our tax dollars want their dollars invested. Our taxpayers are very, very clear with us. We know, we listen. They say east-west traffic flow remains our #1 citizen priority. Through a partnership with Garmin, we will improve the area around 151st and Ridgeview, as well as the 151st I-35 interchange. We will add capacity in turn lanes and reduce congestion. This will be a positive difference maker for everyone who drives in that area. It doesn't stop there. In 2020, there will be a new road adjacent to Garmin, allowing drivers to pass under I-35. This gives us one more opportunity to cross the highway. I was driving through Santa Fe and Ridgeview the other day. I quickly realized that our data and what you have told us were spot on. This is the most congested intersection in Olathe. I'm proud to report that the city is in the design phase of a project to change that. When it's done in 2021, travel time at Ridgeview and Santa Fe will be dramatically improved. Next year, major projects will begin on K7 between Santa Fe and Old 56 Highway, and Old 56 Highway and Lone Elm. Both will do exactly what you asked: ease congestion and reduce travel time. We don't stop at major capital projects, though. We're consistently analyzing traffic patterns and looking for cost-effective yet meaningful smaller projects to keep you moving. Over the coming years, you'll see improvements at 119th and Flum, 159th and Flum, and 159th and Black Bob, all because we trust you to tell us what's most important. Olathe has one of the few internationally accredited fire departments. We are always looking for new and innovative ways to keep you safe. Your fire department's accreditation and ISO rating place us in the top 1/7 of 1% of all fire departments in America. Let me say that again. The top 1/7 of 1% of all fire departments in America. What does that mean? It means lower insurance rates, fires being confined to the room of origin, and quicker response times in emergencies. It saves you money. It means we're keeping people safer and saving lives. The Olathe Fire Department was the first in the region to utilize a squad concept. It allows us to use the right resources at the right time, at the right place. To us, it made little sense to always send a $1 million pumper truck and crew to a medical call. Instead, a smaller, more nimble truck is now placed in service based on an analysis of location and time trends. In partnership with Olathe Health, the Mobile Integrated Health Unit pairs a firefighter paramedic with a nurse practitioner to bring medical services to those in need. Just in the last few days, our fire department has created a new strategic partnership with Uber Health. It gives a new, innovative, and cost-effective way to get people in need to non-emergency critical care to a provider. Currently, many of these people who are in need currently call 911 for transportation, since that's their only option. Your fire department was the region's first adopter of Pulse Point technology. The mobile app sends an alert to notify subscribers when someone nearby needs CPR in a cardiac emergency. In Olathe, of course, we took it a step further by providing the app and AEDs, defibrillators, to our off-duty verified responders who choose to respond off the clock. We're now in the process of designing, building, and staffing our 8th fire station in Southwest Olathe. Your fire department is built on innovation, commitment, and compassion. Likewise, your police department is infused in the very fabric of this community. Your police officers are fishing with kids, playing a pickup game of kickball, buying you a cup of coffee. Your officers are in schools and at community events. They are in our neighborhoods, all of our neighborhoods, building bonds, trust, and community. The Olathe Police Department uses data to identify crime trends and prevent crime before it even happens. We've changed our approach to mental health response through a partnership with Johnson County Mental Health and Olathe Health. The Mental Health Co-Responder Program pairs a trained mental health professional with officers to de-escalate mental crises. This ensures the appropriate response for the situation. It significantly cuts costs and saves time for officers and the justice system. In collaboration and partnership with Olathe Public Schools, we are adding 6 full-time school resource officers. That means every high school and every middle school in the district will have a dedicated full-time Olathe police officer. Folks, your officers make up the best trained and best equipped department around. They're the most committed and caring police officers you will ever find. Ladies and gentlemen, we are one of America's safest cities and lead our high-performing peer agencies for one reason: the men and women serving you. Today, I am proud to celebrate what Olathe is, but I'm just as proud to celebrate who Olathe is. We are a united community of different backgrounds, abilities, and heritages. We celebrate 83 languages spoken in our schools. We're consistently recognized as one of America's most deaf-friendly communities. We have a rich culture that grows every day. Olathe is the first and only city in Johnson County, one of only 4 in Kansas, to benefit from a Human Relations Commission. Likewise, our disabled community benefits from the advocacy efforts of the Persons with Disabilities Advisory Board. Together, they help celebrate our welcoming community. You know, it takes resources to achieve such excellence. Accountability and fiscal stewardship are core to how your government operates. Your tax dollars are collected for and spent on the services and projects you prioritize. Our financial rating agencies agree. Standard & Poor's recently characterized Olathe as, quote, has a, quote, strong economy with very strong management, budgetary performance, flexibility, and liquidity, end quote. They went on to note, S&P views the city's management as very strong, with strong financial policies and practices. Budget and financial information for you is simply a click away on our website. In fact, the city's been recognized by the Government Finance Officers Association for our spot-on and professional accounting practices. They describe our budget in one word: impressive. We know it's your money we're spending. We will honor that awesome responsibility to ensure you know exactly where it's going. For years, the Olathe community has embraced the idea of being healthy and active, and thanks to your insistence, the Olathe Community Center is performing beyond expectation and is standing strongly on its own. Here's a question for you. How many of you have visited Lake Olathe? Come on, more than that, please. If you have, you've seen its beauty and its potential. But if you haven't, for those of you who are not able to raise your hands, you'll soon have a reason to do so. When our voters renewed the park sales tax, they did so with the expectation that we would continue providing a parks and trail system second to none, and that we would turn Lake Olathe into a regional destination. And it's happening today. Let's take a look here. If you could imagine with me, in a year or two, this area will be filled with a marina, a botanical garden, an event space, beautiful shelters, playgrounds, a lot of things for families to do and gather. It'll be a terrific addition to our community. The following year, you'll see a new 2.5-mile trail connecting it to Cedar Lake. Later this fall, we'll dedicate the 4.5-mile Meadow Lane Trail. With the addition of these two trails, Olathe will enjoy nearly 60 miles of trails and bike lanes and nearly 1,200 acres of parkland. This is what our community asked for, and this is what's being delivered. Our community also values learning, growing, and coming together. Our new 21st Century Indian Creek Library opens next year. It will foster thought, discussion, interaction, and creativity. It will be an active and engaging destination. It will serve the community as a gathering place unlike we've ever had before. Of course, it will have books, Jim Randall. Yet it will be a foundation for so much more. A library with a gaming room, a maker space, recording studio, event space, courtyards, and a cafe. We are future-proofing our library for generations to come. As you may have noticed by now, I've been able to share more about projects and other key initiatives this year. That's by design. We're holding this event after our budget was approved. To share a bit more, the city budget is built on the principle of fiscal responsibility for today and tomorrow. It's a future-ready approach that, above all, is based on listening to you. That foundation means we are making decisions for our future. We will be the leaders our children and grandchildren remember as planning for and maintaining what we have. Olathe's 2019-2020 budget supports our infrastructure by maintaining roads, buildings, underground water and sewer pipes, and parks and trails. The new fire station and new firefighters I mentioned earlier will provide enhanced emergency service coverage to over 12,000 residents, 8 schools, and more than 150 businesses. It will bring a less than 4-minute response time to Olathe's growing area in the Southwest. The new school resource officers will not only improve school safety, they will free up other officers to respond to incidents more quickly. The budget also includes 2 new detectives and a sergeant to maintain our ability to investigate and clear crimes at the rate our residents expect and deserve. It adds capacity for us to maintain 45 miles of beautiful boulevard and parkway medians, as well as our new signature park at Lake Olathe, and that includes 14,000 new plants in the botanical garden. The budget adds new security in our municipal court and funds needed expansion of our police headquarters. It adds technical capacity in our lab, maintaining exceptionally safe and clean drinking water. All this while reducing the taxes by a quarter mil. The budget is built on fiscal responsibility for today and tomorrow, but most of all, it's built on listening to you. Today, as we watch the new courthouse foundation being built, we are reminded that we too have an obligation. Like those visionaries who came before us, we too must build a foundation for future generations. We will continue leading with our ears and not our mouths. We will maintain a steadfast commitment to listening and engaging our taxpayers. It's our responsibility and obligation to expand upon and strengthen the foundation that has made us great. We must also celebrate our rich history and the legacies of those individuals who have helped build that Olathe. We call those individuals cathedral builders because of their visionary leadership and contributions in building our great city. The cathedral builder story goes something like this. A young man happens upon a construction site years ago. There are 3 masons. The young man asks the first mason, "Sir, what are you doing?" "Well, I'm laying bricks." The young man asks the second mason, "Sir, what are you doing?" That mason, a little more visionary, says, "Well, I'm building a wall." He comes to the third mason and said, "Sir, what are you doing?" That mason stopped, sits back and says, "Son, I am building a beautiful cathedral for all to see for generations to come." You see, the cathedral builder understands that building a dynamic community is about so much more than laying bricks or building walls. It's about forging a common vision and creating a lasting legacy for the future. Today, I'm honored to recognize 3 very special individuals who have helped build this foundation. They had the vision to recognize they were building so much more. These cathedral builders have modeled for us what it means to serve, to sacrifice, and to invest in what matters most. For decades, their lives and service have inspired countless people to make a positive difference, and we have much to learn from them. They have shaped our community in every aspect, and they are behind some of the greatest successes. Even today, they continue giving back, mentoring new generations of leaders and showing Olathe the way forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged to honor this year's first Cathedral Builder recipient. Ruth Ann Hagler is one of Olathe's most beloved and esteemed leaders, serving in many roles: Olathe educator, Board of Education member, and state representative.
My relationship with Ruth Ann Hagler began over 50 years ago. Ruth Ann was serving on the board. I was a district administrator working with the board and superintendent on hiring all of the people that worked in the Olathe School District. Ruth Ann is one who understands the connection between growth in a community and quality education. She's one of the best people I've worked with, considerate, team player, asked the tough questions when they needed to be asked, very supportive of teachers, as that was her background, and she loved children. She wanted to go to Topeka and do something to help our schools ensure that they were adequately funded. She made a lot of difference, and her role in Topeka is another great characteristic of her contribution to our community. I really love Ruth Ann, and I can't say more positive things about her. She's just one of the best.
In the late 1940s, Ruth Ann and Jean were instrumental in bringing the Good Samaritan Society here and getting things going. She is still involved on our campus, regularly comes out to visit. You can just see the love in her eyes when she talks about our residents and our staff, the people that we serve. It just aligns with her values and her need to want to serve and to help other people. She was key in helping us raise money for our 3 endowments that we have. We've been able to help support our residents with various needs. We've been able to give our staff scholarships so that they can better their education and become more successful in their careers. And she's helped raise money for our spiritual ministries because of the work that Ruth Ann has done for us. We have that solid foundation. It's just been wonderful to have her part of our Good Samaritan family. We love her to pieces.
Please join me in congratulating Ruth Ann Hagler. Our second award recipient is well known in our business, law enforcement, and healthcare communities. His remarkable leadership, generosity, and service have earned him the respect and admiration of many throughout his distinguished career. I'm honored to recognize Dice Bonham as an Olathe Cathedral builder. Let's take a look.
Dice, you're an individual who is admired by many, many people. What I remember about you is your constant verbal support and financial support over the years of the Olathe Health System and the community at large. I remember your financial support also of the Cancer Center and the Hospice House. Anytime we were taking steps to meet the needs of the community and to meet the needs of the service area at large, you were always there. You were behind anything that was good for the community of Olathe, whether that was health related or non-health related. So a great deal of thanks, great job.
About late 1978 and the first part of 1979. That's when I first came to Johnson County. Eventually I would migrate out to what's called Road Patrol, and that's where I first met Dice. You come with a standard in law enforcement of doing the right thing and wanting to help. And so he's the epitome of that. He would give of his time to anyone really in uniform. It didn't really matter, but he had special places in his heart for the City of Olathe, the police, and the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. He would take the time with young people and nurture us, advise us, guide us, and teach us. I really looked up to him for that. It's been a great experience to know him. It's fun to be around him. I'm just very, very proud to call him a very good friend.
Congratulations, Dice Bonham. Our final award recipient this year is a tireless and humble champion for Olathe education, business, and transportation. His influence on our deaf and hard of hearing community is beyond measure. His life and service embody the true spirit of the cathedral builder. I'm referring, of course, to Bill Garton.
It all started when Bill and Mary Lou found out that their daughter Jeannie was deaf at the age of 6 years old. They were looking for the right school for her, and they did their homework, investigated different schools, came to the Kansas School for the Deaf, and decided that that was the school for their daughter. The last 40 years, they have been devoted to supporting and advocating for the deaf community. He wanted to be able to help the hearing community realize that deaf people could do anything. And so that helped to open the doors to hiring deaf employees, having business internships for our students. They were both very active with the Museum of Deaf History, Arts, and Culture, and tying businesses to the museum and raising funds for the museum to become a reality. He has just been a tireless supporter. He loves the community. He loves the school. I'm thrilled to recognize Bill, and I'm sure that Mary Lou is just so very happy for him to be recognized for his 61 years of service, not only to the city, but to the Kansas School for the Deaf and the Museum of Deaf History, Arts, and Culture.
I met Bill Garton, I'm sure, when I first moved to Olathe, and he's been involved in Chamber of Commerce and business things for years. He advocates what's good for the community. Bill saw things that needed to happen before other people saw that they needed to happen. He helped map the future and supported projects that we weren't always quite ready for, but it turns out that we've needed. He was very active in the Strangline Road development and Olathe Station. Bill's business after he came to Olathe was Tandem Truck Company, which started out with not very much and became a pretty big hauling entity in and around Olathe. Bill saw the future in the same way for his company that he did for the community. He's just always been a supporter of where Olathe is going next. He's really a special person and has been a mentor to me. Every community needs somebody like Bill who can make things happen.
Bill, congratulations. These cathedral builders have helped lay the strongest of foundations for the city of Olathe. For them and for future generations, it's now upon us to carry on their legacies. Each year as mayor, I have the honor of standing before you to deliver the State of the City address. Today, you help write the narrative for the state of the future. How do you imagine Olathe in 2040? How will our neighborhoods, jobs, and infrastructure change in the future? What trends will shape products and service delivery? Through our Olathe 2040 strategic planning, I invite you to be part of an important decision-making process that affects you and the future of Olathe. Folks, it is a big deal. We only do this every 20 years, and it impacts nearly every major decision we'll make. We need you to help us define a bold vision for Olathe that keeps us at the forefront of America's greatest communities. I'm going to stop talking so your city can start listening. You'll note we're wrapping up a bit early this time, but we're not quite done. At your tables, you'll find a brief survey. Please take 5 minutes and share your priorities and concerns for the future. After you complete the survey, look for a member of our Olathe 2040 Engager team. You can't miss them. They're in these bright green shirts. Beyond the survey, stop in the back on your way out, please, to learn more about how you can share your vision for the future. Complete a vision board, shoot a quick vision video, and take part in an online discussion about top future trends. Let's continue building the Olathe that Abby and Joshua love so much. For the past 6 months, we've been working toward this day. We've been listening to our residents' priorities and ideas across the city. It all culminates today with you. As such, I declare this day Future Ready Day in Olathe. Now, the most important part of every speech. You guys know what the most important part of every speech is? 2 words. In conclusion. After you engage in shaping our future and leave here today, turn off your phones. Turn off your computers, your TVs, just for a bit. Step out your front door and experience reality in Olathe. Experience your neighbors, your friends, our schools, our places of worship. Experience your community. We are a united, resilient, and thriving city anchored by solid values and a strong foundation we are building each and every day. Because of each of you, the state of Olathe is strong. Thank you, and God bless.